Hello there, you denizens of the deep. I am Barry White from MagicUntapped.com and Magic Untapped right here on YouTube. And you know what? It's time for another pack cracking. This time around, we're going to open up a pack of Innistrad Midnight Hunt. Let's see, when did this come out? This came out in 2021. It was one of the various returns to the plane of Innistrad. If I remember correctly, it was only so-so received. It wasn't the most popular of the Innistrad sets. But let's see what we have in here. This is a draft booster, just draft booster pack. So this is designed for drafting. And we're starting out with commons in the front. We like to start out with commons, starting with Blessed Defense. Blessed Defense, 1 white for an instant. Target creature you control gets +2/+0 and gains lifelink until end of turn. When that creature dies this turn, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. So a little combat trick, and if your thing dies, well, I guess you get a little bonus creature there. Basically Afterlife, which is, I know, a Ravnica playing mechanic, but still, essentially Afterlife. We have Jack-O-Lantern, because here comes Halloween, here comes Halloween. No, it's not Halloween. We've got a few months till Halloween. Anyway, Jack-O-Lantern, artifact for 1. 1 and tap, sacrifice Jack-O-Lantern, exile up to 1 target card from the graveyard, draw a card. 1, exile Jack-O-Lantern from your graveyard, add 1 mana of any color. So a little low-key graveyard hate / card draw and a little mana fixing down the road. So it's kind of nice when Wizards of the Coast makes cards that are useful after their initial use. I do enjoy that, especially in a limited environment. I definitely enjoy that. Next card is a Larder Zombie. It's larder than all the other zombies. Not larger, just larder. This is a 1/3 for 1 blue. It's a creature zombie with Defender. Tap 3 untapped creatures you control, and that can include this guy. He can be one of those 3, and that's fine. But tap 3 untapped creatures you control, look at the top card of your library, you may put it into your graveyard. So basically, tap 3 creatures you control, Surveil 1. Surveil is a fun and popular mechanic. I don't know if I want to tap 3 of my creatures for it, but as an end of turn thing, if I don't need those creatures at that point in time, I don't know, maybe. It couldn't be bad, I suppose. Next, Novice Occultist. A Novice Occultist, not a professional or amateur. This is a Novice Occultist. It's black and 1 for a 1/2 creature human wizard. When Novice Occultist dies, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. Value from the Afterlife. Of course, a little card draw never hurts anybody. Next, Harvest-Tide Sentry. It's 1 in a green for a 3/1 creature human warrior. It has Coven, which is a mechanic unique to Innistrad Midnight Hunt. I don't believe it showed up in the follow-up set, Crimson Vow. I think it's just in Midnight Hunt. Anyways, Coven, at the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, Harvest-Tide Sentry cannot be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less this turn. So if you're lucky enough to have the right combination out, you can get in, maybe, for 3 damage in combat. Maybe. Next up, Neonite Rush. Still with the commons here. Neonite Rush. Red and 2 for an instant, but this spell costs 1 less to cast if you control a vampire, so it could be red and 1. Neonite's Rush deals 1 damage to target creature and 1 damage to its controller. Draw a card. Noticing a lot of cards here with draw a card included on the rules text. Again, everybody likes card draw. Next, everybody's favorite nightmare, Locked in the Cemetery. This is an enchantment aura for blue and 1, enchant creature. When Locked in the Cemetery enters the battlefield, if there are 5 or more cards in your graveyard, tap enchanted creature. Enchanted creature does not untap during its controller's untap step. So a little low-key blue control there for you. I've used that in draft, and it's been useful, more often than not useful, so we'll give it that. Next, Cathar Commando. This is a card I actually use in one of my decks in Legacy. Cathar Commando is 1 and a white for a 3/1 creature human soldier with flash, so you get that instant speed in there. And for 1, and sacrifice Cathar Commando, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Very useful card, very strong card. It's always nice to throw this down the end of your opponent's turn and then have it available, or if you're trying to do something janky and you have 3 mana available, just flop it down right then and there and just destroy that enchantment or what have you, or vehicle, whatever you need, Next, Burn the Accursed. Burn the Accursed is an instant for red and 4. It deals 5 damage to target creature and 2 damage to that creature's controller. If that creature would die this turn, exile it instead. So it gets around indestructibility and things of that sort. Still with the commons, we have our double face card. This is Tavern Ruffian. Red and 3 for a 2/5. Creature, human, warrior, werewolf. It is Daybound. Daybound, Nightbound, some people love it, some people hate it mechanic from this set and maybe from Crimson Vow. But it's just a really complicated way of tracking what side of the card your card should be on, and sometimes things are mixed out. Anyway, it's a whole hoopla. I'm not going to get into it here, but the other side of the card is Tavern Smasher, which is a 6/5 creature werewolf with Nightbound. So when it's Daybound, it's one side. When it's Nightbound, it's the other side, and then it can go back to that side. And yeah, have fun with that. Going on to the uncommons, we have Ominous Roost. Ominous Roost, which is an enchantment for blue and 2. When Ominous Roost enters the battlefield, or whenever you cast a spell from your graveyard, create a 1/1 blue bird creature token with flying, and this creature can block only creatures with flying. This is the card you could build around in draft. You need to make sure you build around it well, but you could build around it in draft and try to go wide that way. Might not be my first choice of strategy, but it is a strategy, so there's that. Another uncommon now, we have Brood Weaver. Brood Weaver, green and 3 for a 2/4 creature spider. Not a fan of spiders personally. It has reach, and when Brood Weaver dies, create a 1/2 green spider token with reach. So you kill it, it splits in half of it dies, half of it lives. Not much of a brood, really. Next uncommon, we have Rite of Oblivion. Rite of Oblivion, sorcery for 1 white and 1 black, 2 mana total. As an additional cost for this spell, sacrifice a non-land permanent. Exile target non-land permanent. And has flashback of black, white, and 2. So you could do this again. And removal, especially in limited, removal is a very, very good thing to draft. So this is something I might actually consider drafting, were I drafting this pack. Next we have our rare. It's also a double face card. This rare is Curse of Leeches. Curse of Leeches is an enchantment or a curse for black and 2. Enchant player. As this permanent transforms into Curse of Leeches, attach it to a player. So I'm assuming it's called something else on the other side, and then it can go back to Curse of Leeches, and you get to reattach it to something. At the beginning of enchanted player's upkeep, they lose 1 life and you gain 1 life. And it has Daybound, kind of like the werewolves. So the Nightbound version of this card is Leeching Lurker, which is a 4/4 with lifelink and Nightbound. So yeah, so it becomes a 4/4 with lifelink, and then when Nightbound becomes Daybound, this transforms back into the curse, and then you can reattach it to your opponent or a different opponent if you're playing a multiplayer game. So that's how that works. We also have one of these absolutely beautiful full art mountains. I really love. I think these are some of the best cards in the set. These basic lands, they just look so amazing. These terrific. I can't say enough about how these basic lands look. We also have a human token, and he's holding the Jack-o'-lantern, ready to hurl it at some unsuspecting victim, no doubt. And we have a helper card for those double face cards for those of you who don't play with sleeves in your draft. So you have this. Now, as can be expected from this set, Innistrad Midnight Hunt, not a ton of value overall across the set. Couple peaks here, a lot of valleys. This pack, full of valleys. There is no value in this set. I mean, Curse of Leeches is around like 40 cents. Drive Oblivion's like a quarter. There's no value here. Let's be honest. But there is some draft value here. And if I had to decide if what I would be picking out of this pack, where I'd draft it, I'd be torn between Rite of Oblivion for removal and Cathar Commando being the 2-drop 3-1 with Flash and Artifact Enchantment removal. For a pack one, pick one, I probably would go with the Cathar Commando because it ties me into white. Should I decide to go that way versus black and white? So I think Cathar Commando would be the correct choice for your pack one, pick one, or this your pack. Well, thank you very much for watching. We appreciate you checking out these pack cracking videos. If you'd like to support the channel, we have a Patreon on Patreon, patreon.com/Magic Untapped. Also, you can click like and subscribe right here on YouTube to show your love. Thank you very much.